Expeditions, a Mudrunner game, is another simulation game by Saber Interactive. It goes along with Spin Tires, Mudrunner, and SnowRunner, and the upcoming Roadcraft. And after playing Expeditions for a few hours, over 130 of them to be a little more precise, I can say that it's okay. I don't want to compare it to Spin Tires, Mudrunner, or SnowRunner because it is not like doing jobs and stuff. It's instead about exploring the land and creating pathways through rugged terrain. And it's okay. It does what it's set out to do. In terms of ranking it in these types of games, it's the bottom of my list, but it was still enjoyable. This one adds things like changing your tire pressure for harder terrain so you can get more grip with lower pressure, and still has differential lock and all-wheel drive and the other things that the other games had. But unlike those games, it does not have you hauling materials and trailers and other things. It's more little vehicles, little trucks, like this little scout thing. It's about figuring out how to get to the end of the expedition rather than how to safely transport goods around. And you can explore the map with your vehicle, just driving around, or you have binoculars, which you can, I usually just spin them around. You can sometimes see objectives and things through them if you have the right people equipped. You can also use a drone, and you can plan out your route through a drone. I'll go up this way. The thing that bothers me about this game is that sometimes it's inconsistent what your truck can and can't do. Like those little rock lips that I just traversed. Sometimes my truck will get absolutely, utterly stuck on them, and I won't be able to get over them no matter what I do. And it's just a stupid little thing like that. But not game-breakingly bad. Whoops. And if you don't watch what you're doing, you'll damage your vehicle. The vehicle has various health, has the gearbox, the engine, gas tank or fuel tank, and suspension, tires. So you can take care of your vehicle. You can carry various repair supplies. You can come across parts of the world that need, well, there, I don't have enough parts to build bridges, although unrelated to a review of the game, the bridges are terrible. They're so small, and I crash more often than I actually use the bridge. So, say you don't have the obvious path available, that's where you can take a look at the map, plan a better route, you can fine-tune it, and see how that goes. I did get sick of seeing this type of biome after a while because 4 of the 5 available stages, which each have about 4 maps each, are all this same biome. It's this deserty Arizona type thing, and it just gets so old. There is one other map that is again composed, well, one other stage composed of 4 or 5 other maps called the Carpathians. That one I really like. It's a lot of greenery and flowers and trees and mountains and stuff. It just looks a lot better than seeing this constant desert. So another complaint I have about it is repetitive maps. But all in all, it's just okay. I don't like scanning with the drones. I don't like taking pictures and stuff. It's way more fun to me to have a purpose to the things I'm doing with my truck, not just drive and go press X to take a picture, because obviously no real tourists and no real changes are happening to the map. So it's everything I do feels very much the same. Every task feels the same. There are upgradable parts for your trucks, so you can find pieces throughout the world or through completing tasks and missions. So there's plenty to find in terms of parts, but there's not much to find in terms of stuff to do. There are also other trucks and vehicles in the world that you can unlock. So you can do missions that involve finding that as well. Ah, I turned the wrong way. And here's an example of a tool, which is gotta get to drop your vehicle from the sky. So yeah, it just feels like an empty experience. They tried something new, which I give them credit for, but it doesn't feel as substantial as their other games. It is fun in its own way. If this was my first Mudrunner type game, I would have had a much better experience with it. And even though I'm trying not to compare it to the other ones exist, and they are a much more rewarding experience. Plus, I'm filming this review right after trying the Roadcraft demo, which is out on Steam Next Fest, and that was so fun. I cannot wait for the full game. It's just awesome being able to change and alter the environment and have a goal again, other than go take a picture of this broken watchtower 700 times. But saying that makes it sound like I don't like the game, but I've spent over 130 hours on it, so that's gotta say that, or that's gotta show I do actually like it. It is fun. It's a good experience. I'm glad I played it, and I will tell anybody that's made it this far into the review that if you are going for the platinum, you do not need to do everything in the game. You literally need to just complete all the expeditions, which are the main missions of the game. There's also contracts and tasks, and you don't have to do all of those. However, that is how you get better people. You can hire employees that will affect the outcome of the level you're doing. They can provide better mileage for your vehicles. They can provide farther scouting distance. They can provide the ability to traverse water a lot better. So unlocking people is a goal worth doing, because the standard people that you get, they're just not very great. They're okay, but obviously the ones that you unlock are going to be way better. Another major part of the fun of this game is figuring out your own routes to things. And as you can see, I'm not very good at that because I'm trying the hardest possible rock wall to climb while doing this review. But making your own path and just getting about the way you want, how you can, is pretty entertaining / frustrating. Because sometimes it's quite awful. And you just get that feeling like, come on, that rock is only like a foot tall, get over it. And the game's like, nuh-uh. Not happening. But it is mostly forgiving for you trying to figure out your own way, trying to forge your own path. There's a night and day cycle, and just some regular features of their games. I'm losing track of what I'm saying here because now I'm getting frustrated at this stupid little, just like I said, this rock. Just get over it. So if you enjoyed the Spin Tires series so far, this one is enjoyable but different. So if your favorite part about the Spin Tires thing is hauling and getting to a destination with a load of materials and stuff, you are not going to get as much of a rewarding experience out of this one. because it is just, it's literally just exploring. I do recommend it though. I love what Saber does with these games. There's way less trucks in this game as well as compared to the other ones. I mean, SnowRunner's been going for 5 years now with still support through downloadable content, so yeah, that one's going to have way more. This one has scout vehicles, off-road vehicles, and like one heavy truck. And I made a beeline to unlocking the heavy truck when I started, and I did everything I could, but then I realized that the heavy truck is not that great for what this game wants you to do, so the heavy truck is kind of just there. It's helped with a couple of tasks, but this is more about mobility, agility, and stability? I don't know. Fun little game, and as long as Saber keeps putting out these Mudrunner series games, or hopefully now more Roadcraft games, I will continue to buy them, play them, and love them. I've got the platinum in all of them that I can at this point, so I am definitely a huge fan of this series. I hope that other people give it a chance. I know I always say it's the most boring fun you'll ever have, because if you're going faster than 10 miles an hour, you are doing something wrong and you'll probably crash. The only thing I wish these games would do a little better is the crashing. I wish that there was more damage, visible damage to the truck, or the truck felt less like just a solid object that exists in the world and more of something that can be crushed and destroyed. But its graphics are more in the physics of the world with the mud and the water and all that stuff. There's a little bit of damage visible on the truck, a little bit of dirt and mud visible on the truck, but they put all of their heart and soul into making the world the star. Because watch, I can just drive this truck off here and I bounce. It's like my truck is made of rubber. So yeah, just it feels like it doesn't have realistic weight or a realistic feel to it. Not that I've ever driven a truck off a cliff, but I highly doubt that it bounces like 4 feet in the air like that just from that drop and has no scratches, dents, or bumps. But that is Expeditions, a Mudrunner game. Oh, and one last thing. It is 4-player co-op. I forgot about that. These games are always way more fun with co-op. It's either 4 or 1 player. I know the other ones were up to 4. I know this one is co-op. I'll just say base 2 players, because I did play this with one of my friends. But when you play co-op, if you are joining someone's game, you are only able to bring 1 truck. So you have very limited options. You can't switch out your vehicle mid-match and everything like you could in the other games. But still, multiplayer experience, if you can find someone else as patient and as interested in this series, it's worth it, because it's pretty fun. Another review that I feel bad that I'm ending with. It's okay, but it's okay more so than it is bad. Buddy?
The vehicle to defeat all vehicles. The mighty Dawn 71.